If you are on these dating apps, or if you're considering downloading a dating app, let me stop you in your tracks, bitch. Because, baby, buckle up for a ride.
These story times on this internet are really crazy. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new on my channel, my name is Cynthia. Here I just like to bring trending topics your way. And if you're yet to subscribe, consider subscribing and also like this video before we get started. I came across a story on TikTok. It's a 3-part story, so buckle up. Get comfortable because you're about to be entertained. It was a lady that met a guy on a black dating app and she came out to give her awful experience. Now, without wasting too much time, let's get right into this video.
If you are on these dating apps, or if you're considering downloading a dating app, let me stop you in your tracks, bitch. Because, baby, buckle up for a ride. So I think enough time has passed for me to tell this embarrassing ass story. And before I start, I don't want to hear shit about your judgment. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. Okay? So let's get into the story. Downloaded BLK. I'm thinking, okay, that's all I want to date is a black man. But ever since my dating experience on that app, I think I'm an equal opportunity lover, baby. Okay? Let's start there. So I matched with this guy. I go to his profile. His profile is chef's kiss. But the first red flag that stuck out to me was the fact that his daughter was in a lot of his pictures. So I'm like, I come from being a single mom. Like, I come from a single mother and I am a single mother. So, like, I could respect a man that loves his child. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not sure I would post a picture like that on a dating app of me and my child. But, like, thank you for letting me know you got a kid. Your daughter means a lot to you. And that I can tell that, obviously, from her being on your profile. All right, cool. So we get to talking in the DMs or whatever the case may be. The vibes is vibing. Like, he's like, you know what? Like, let me get your number. All right, cool. So we exchange numbers. Second red flag. And I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but it was a green bubble. And I'm like, God damn. Fuck. But I'm looking for love. I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm not looking for a FaceTime buddy. So, all right, cool. We find out other ways to communicate. So we talking, we vibing. We have so much in common. Number one, we're both Tauruses. Our children are Tauruses. Me and my son are 11 days apart. Him and his daughter are 11 days apart. So we fell in love. Baby, we fell in love, okay? We eat the same foods. He's a chef. I'm a foodie. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. This is the love of my life, okay? And let's talk about it. Face card, never declined. He's handsome. You feel me? I'm like, I could see us doing this. So every day we talking, and we're like finding more synchronicities with each other. We got tons of siblings. Like, it's just so many similarities. Ladies, please do not fall in love with potential, or please do not fall in love based on common interest. I promise you, it's the strangest thing in the world that you could ever do, because there's so many layers to a person outside of like the similarities y'all have that you have to get to know, and I'm going to get into it, okay? I have a hard time with this. So I tend to fall in love with single fathers. My last relationship was with a single father, and I respect men who are able to take their child under their wing and raise them without a woman in the household, especially if it's a girl. So that just gave me like a certain level of respect for him that other men couldn't equate to. You know what I'm saying? So lesson learned, stop falling for these men who are single fathers, because they ain't shit too. Anyway, so back to the story. Here's red flag number 3. He told me he was a sous chef. And I'm like, all right, cool. But when we would text, it was constant communication. So here go my stupid self. I got to Google what a sous chef is. Because I'm like, if you cooking, it's unsanitary to always have your phone in your hand. So I'm like, let me Google what a sous chef is. So I Google what a sous chef is, and basically, like, they're the executive chef in the kitchen that oversee everybody else and make sure, like, the food that's plated is properly done before it goes out to the customer. All right, cool. So I'm like, okay, I could see how he's so expressive and able to answer text messages so fast. Benefit of the doubt. I've never worked in the kitchen. Have you? Okay, so I wasn't thinking that far. But one day, he tells me he's about to start a new job. It's better opportunities. The schedule is better. It's closer to home for him and his daughter. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect. Because he was traveling like 2 hours to commute to work. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect. I know how it is to pick up a kid from elementary school and how much of a struggle it can be for childcare. So I'm like, yeah, like, I'm wishing you the best, you know, praying for you, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. He calls me from the job. And he's like, I have to do all these trainings and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, do what you got to do. He was like, but they playing in my face. They trying to tell me they going to give me a lower wage than what they was going to give me. So I ain't feeling this. So I'm like, all right, you know, let's weigh out the pros and the cons. Mind you, I'm at work. Why are you calling me? But anything from my man, right? Even though he wasn't my man. So I'm like, let me help him figure this out. So we do the pros and the cons. And we like, yo, like, pretty much, what are you going to do? So I'm like, call me back when you figure out what you're going to do. Because regardless, you're employed. Like, that's all that matters. You got a kid. He calls me back. He ends up at Starbucks. So I'm like, how did you get to Starbucks like that quick? So he was like, oh, whatever. You know him, you know me. I drink coffee all day. That's how I'm able to stay up with these long hours at work. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he calls me back. He's still at Starbucks. So I'm like, hours later, why are you still at Starbucks? All right, cool, whatever. That's none of my business. So then he calls me like an hour later. He's like, yo, I'm about to go to the studio. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Where's the studio? In Harlem. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, cool. You a rapper. All right, fine. You know, the hustle is there. I see it. I'm a hustler too, baby. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I get it. Do your big one. But just don't let me hear no whack shit or we gonna have a problem. So he called me back that night. I'm asleep, dead sleep to the world. He was like, yo, I think I'm come see you tomorrow. So I'm like, in my mind, we never met. So I'm like, you're not coming to see me. We're going out to eat or something. You're not getting my address. You're not knowing where I live. Like, this, all of this is cute. But I use my mata, you feel me? I use my brain. So I'm like, oh, let's go out for breakfast. Like, you know, whatever. Let's do something cute. Let's go out for breakfast. You love coffee, right? Let's go have a like nice little cute coffee date. Like, all right, bet. This is where things go awry. I get a strange text message from a number I never saw before, and it was a YouTube link. I'm like, oh, these scammers are, they're upgrading their tactics, and I'm not with the bullshit. So I didn't open the link. I didn't touch it. I didn't nothing. I get a phone call an hour later. Babe, you saw that text message I sent you? I said, that was you that texted me from that 646 number? I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm hearing of you having two phones. But no, I didn't look at it. So he's like, look at it while we're on the phone. Look at it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I look at the video. This man is on the public MTA New York City bus harassing a Caucasian man. Like, trolling in real life. Like, on the bus. Camera in the man's face on the bus. I said, you know you're black, right? And you know he's Caucasian, right? And you know, I don't think this is funny. You're harassing this man. He like, babe, I'm go viral. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like this. I instantly get scared because now I don't know you. I never knew you, but now I don't know you. So I'm instantly nervous. So now in my mind, oh, I'm never meeting you. I'm never linking you. No breakfast. I don't care if it's daylight savings outside and the sun is at the highest point in the sky. I don't care if it's golden hour. I'm not meeting you nowhere, no place, anytime. That was red flag. I done ran out of the flags. It's turning into the Olympics.
Okay, she lost me on the part where he was making fun of another person, regardless of the color. You don't just make fun of people and think it's okay. It's like, how are people thinking? Anyway, I can't say much because we haven't finished the video, so let's keep waiting. But honestly, making fun of people is a no-no, regardless. Like, regardless, okay? Let's get right into the part two.
What's up, y'all? It's part two. I'm not leaving y'all hanging. We're going to drop these things back to back like that. But whatever, let's get back into the story. So remember when I said I went to the studio the night before, he was drinking. All right, cool. So fast forward the next day, I told y'all he texted me from a weird number. All right, cool. I watched the YouTube video, highly disappointed, had to put him in his place, told him about himself because why are you bothering these people on their way to work, sir? Like, what are you doing? Like, when I tell y'all it was bad, he was telling this man he was going to throw coffee on him. Like, I'm telling y'all, trolling him in real life. He like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Fight me? I'll beat your ass. Like, it was bad. I got second-hand embarrassment over the phone from watching it. Mind you, I'm watching it in live time while I'm on the phone with him. And I'm reading him for filth. Yeah. Because you don't do stuff like that around me. I'm not one of the people that condone bullshit. So I'm just like, why would you do that to that man? Anyway, moving forward. So he hangs up. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. It's too much going on where I'm at right now. I'm going to call you back. I bet it is. I bet it is. So time has passed by. Maybe about 10, 15 minutes. He texts me from his actual number. He's like, my phone was dead. So send me your address. I'm like, I'm not sending you my... I left him sitting right there. Because you're not getting my address. So he calls me an hour later. And he's like, yo, why you ain't send me your ad yet? So I'm like, oh, no, because I'm trying to figure out if you're okay. Like, just making an excuse. I'm just trying to make sure you're okay. I don't know why I picked up this man's phone call. I really don't know why. But I had to, I guess I was doing it for the plot. I don't know. I don't know why I picked up. So, when he called me back to get my address or whatever the case may be, he starts arguing with somebody in the background. So I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, you all right? So he hang up. He like, yo, I'm about to... Oh, my God, I left out a part. The night before, when he called me, he was saying he was on his way home from the studio. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He was arguing with somebody at the bus stop. He was like, yo, my nigga, stop staring at me before I come over there and really do you. So I'm like, what is going on? So this man is pretty much has anger issues, which is to be expected from a Taurus. So I'm peeping this. Keep in mind. So now he's arguing with somebody in the store. So I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this. Call me back, whatever, we'll do. In my mind, I'm still not meeting you. He don't know that, though, whatever. So when we hung up, something was in me was just like, go back to that YouTube video. So I go back to the YouTube video, and something tells me to click on his picture. I go to his YouTube page. It's like 4 of them videos of him trolling people all that morning. He gets in the public subway, and is putting the phone this close to people's face. And I'm noticing a trend. He's only picking on certain people of a certain community, of a certain race. You know who to play with like that. Because if it was me, I would have called the cops. I would have been a Karen. I would have called the cops. I'm like, yo, what is... So I'm like, yeah, he's off his rocker. He's bonkers. Like, something is wrong. Like, this man has some type of mental something going on. Something. Because this just not making sense. Y'all. He calls me back. This time, another hour later. I'm on the couch just thinking over my actions. And I'm just like, how did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? You've been single for 14 months, on your own, doing your big one, minding your business, drinking your water, losing weight. Why did you let somebody like this into your life? Like, you played. So I'm beating myself up on the couch when he called me. He called me. I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, you still need something to add, whatever. But he like, babe, I got something to tell you. So I'm like, got something to tell me? I'm like, you ain't got nothing to tell me, but whatever. Next thing you know, I hear, hold on. He clicks back over. I'm hearing a third person. So I'm like, is this nigga trying to tell me he's married or something? Because at this point, go back to your wife. I hear a dispatcher say, are you still there? We're sending the vehicle for you now. Some vehicle? So he like, are you going to send me one for my wheelchair? Or why are you sending me a van? Are you sending it for my wheelchair? So I'm like, wheelchair? So he starts laughing. He's like, nah, I'm playing. I said, you've been doing a lot of playing this morning, and I really don't have time for it. So I hear the lady say, all right, the vehicle will be there in a couple minutes, come pick you up. So not only is he trolling me, he's trolling her, he's trolling the people around him, he's yelling at the man at the hot dog stand that he didn't give him his cash, and he's trying to play with him, and where's my change? I'm just like, what? What is happening right now? So he gets in the vehicle, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I said, did you just call a rehab facility? He like, yeah, babe, I gotta go to rehab. I got a drinking problem. I can't keep doing this. To myself. I said, I said, so when was you gonna tell me you had a drinking problem? This man gonna say, I told you. No, the fuck you did. No, no. I said, so you're on your way to rehab right now? He's like, yeah, they coming to get me. You heard the lady say, the dispatcher say that they coming to get me in 10 minutes. So I'm like, how can you just make an impulsive decision like this? And this is when he told me he'd been had a drinking problem. And that he told me. And I'm like, you didn't tell me that because I wouldn't have talked to you. I promise you I wouldn't have. So we having back and forth banter, back and forth, back and forth. We just talking at this point. So he's like, babe, I gotta do this for us. We gonna get an apartment. Me, you, his daughter name I ain't gonna say, my son name. I gotta do this for us. I gotta get right for us. We gonna get an apartment together. We gonna live in Harlem. He had this weird obsession with Harlem. Mind you, he's not from Harlem. He's not even from New York. So now I gotta play my part. I gotta play the distraught girlfriend that never met her boyfriend. He's like, yo, you the love of my life. We gonna do this together. I'm doing this for the kids. I'm doing this for us. If I don't take care of myself, how am I gonna be good for y'all? How am I gonna be able to pay all the bills? And I'm just like, babe, why? Why didn't you tell me? I could have helped you. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to us? So this man, he gets in the van. He's bothering the driver. They drive him all the way to Coney Island. He gets out the cab multiple times. He's like, I'm about to get me a Four Loko. I'm going to get me a Mango Rita. I said, you're still drinking? I'm confused. So now I'm mad. Because you're playing in my face. Now I'm mad. So now this is insanement for me. Now I'm mad. So I'm like, why would you be drinking? I thought you was trying to get better for us. What happened? He's like, if I'm going to rehab, why? If I'm going to rehab, I might as well get it out my system. So I'm like, your way of thinking is crazy. That's like me saying, let me binge my food before I go on a weight loss journey. That don't make sense. Like, just stop. It's a problem at this point. Just stop. So he's like, I'm like, yo, who else knows about this? I can't be the only one who has this information, this pertinent information. I cannot be the only person with this information. Who else knows about this? I said, where's your mother? Where's your sisters? Where these 15 sisters you claim you got? Where's these people at? So he dials in his mama.
Oh
Mind you, never met the man, but I'm on the phone with his mama. I'm doing better than I have been in a lot of relationships that I was actually in. I met the nigga mama over the phone before we even met. So in that regard, baby, he was doing something, but whatever. So he calls his mother and she's like, she calls him his nickname. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? I'm like, oh, this nigga really got a problem. I bet, cool. So I explained the situation to his mother. She starts breaking down a bunch of stuff. The daughter don't live with him. Haven't lived with him in the past 2 years. She all the way in a whole nother state. I'm just like, what? Everything is a lie? Everything is a lie. So I'm running out of time again. And when I tell you, the story is not over yet. He turns up. He turns it up 15 more notches. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Clearly, from the start, I knew the guy had a problem, but I didn't know it was this bad. But let's do this for us. How'll I pay the bill for us? For us? When you guys haven't even met? He was way deep into the whole relationship. And honestly, I feel like this lady saw herself dating him or something because she allowed this to linger for a very long time. She was really entertaining this whole thing. Me, I would have left the whole scenario, the points where he was making fun of people, regardless of the race. But yes, let's get right into part 3.
All right, y'all, this is part 3 of Who the F Did I Almost Link, BLK online dating app horror story. I told y'all he is going to the facility. He finally gets dropped off. So every time he hangs up with me, I'm just getting the inkling to, like, look into this man. So I pay, like, $10 to do a background research on him because at this point, I'm hearing too much red flags, and I'm just curious to see what this man's background is like between the things that I've heard from his mom, which I'm about to tell you, and the energy and his actions that he's displaying over the phone. So I can only imagine what FaceTime would have been like if this man would have had an iPhone, but like I told y'all, he got Android, so stick with me. The cab driver drops him off at the facility, and now he's having second thoughts. So, baby, You're not going to have no second thoughts with me on this phone after I done heard all this foolishness that you've been doing. So, no, you're going to the place. You're going. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So now I'm using the whole family ploy thing to him. Like, oh, yeah, you got to do this for us. You got to do this for your family. We love you. We want you to be good. We want you to be safe. We want you to take care of yourself. We don't want you to have any problems. So when we move into this apartment, you'll be okay. All right? So I'm using that. I'm using that to my advantage, and it's kind of like working. So he's like, all right, babe, you know what? You're right. I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes. I'm about to go inside now. Let me figure it out. So he hangs up. So I call his mom. I give his mother the update. I'm like, you know what? Let me pick this lady brain, because now I need the tea. So now she's telling me how he has no custody of his daughter. He hasn't had custody of his daughter in the last 2 years. And I'm like, okay. So then she also tells me that he just recently got out of the hospital. I'm like, Strangely enough, he's always telling me he's at work. She's like, oh no, he doesn't have a job. He's been in the hospital for months. He has cysts on his brain, spots on his liver. It's a whole lot of going on. Eyes was yellow, skin yellow, jaundice kind of thing going on. I'm like, oh. So his liver is fried, is what you're telling me, from this drinking. Because when he was in that car, he told me he had a full bottle of Tito's, a full bottle of Casamigos, and some other stuff in between. And I'm like, you mean you share this with the people at the studio? He's like, no, I drank this all by myself, which is why I need to check into rehab, because I have a problem. I said, oh, you have a problem? Interesting. So let's go back to the conversation I had with his mom. So she's like, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if his time living in Far Rockaway, when he had a friend that passed away, if he didn't try every drug in the book. I'm like, oh. So she was like, yeah, anything. I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't try it. And I'm like, wow, okay. Addictive personality. I see. Okay, cool. So we hang up. I give her the update. Okay, he went into rehab. Hopefully he'll be contacting you soon, because I'm done. I have a son. This is too much for me. This is too much for you, apparently, because you done gave up and relinquished your rights a long time ago, baby. So I feel you on that. So he gets to the rehab. I get a phone call from the rehab. I pick up. I don't know why I'm still picking up phone calls at this point, but I pick up. And I'm hearing a bunch of screaming, commotion, yelling. Why the F would y'all send me all the way to Coney Island if y'all wasn't going to take me, if y'all ain't have no more intakes for the day? Y'all knew what time I called the cab, why the cab took this long to get here, and I get here and y'all telling me y'all can't take me to tomorrow. So I'm drunk right now. Like, this is why I'm here, because I got a problem. Y'all sending me away. So I'm trying to calm him down. He's like, you know what? Speak to my wife. Clutching my imaginary pearls, because who is your wife? Not me. Not I, sir. So I get on the phone with the intake nurse. She's like, listen, we cannot take him. It's after hours. He can come back tomorrow. We can send him to a place to detox overnight, and then he could come back tomorrow. But as of right now, we cannot take him. So I'm trying to explain this to him. He don't want to hear nothing. So I'm hearing him yelling at the security guard, like, what are you looking at? You want me to F you up and all of this? So I'm like, oh, my God, now he's about to fight security. So they trying to calm him down. And I'm like, it's a lot going on. So y'all call me when y'all figure that out. That is not my husband. Stop calling him my husband. And y'all figure that out. But I'm hanging up. So I hung up. About 20 minutes later, I get a call from the person that oversees, like, the intake nurses, the head nurse. And he's like, oh, we're calling the cops to have him apprehended because he has physically attacked our security guard and has chased him around a parked car. I said, oh, yeah, this is far beyond my reach. I said, once again, I'm not his wife. I have no affiliation with that man. Stop calling me. Yeah, I'm done. So upon looking this man up, I never got the chance to, like, fully get the full report on him. I paid the whole $10, the whole shebang, because I wanted the tea, okay? And what these calls going back and forth, like, it was just too much going on that I didn't even care about the report no more. But I'm pretty sure, like, there was some type of, like, violence on there, because this man is apparently violent. So they kick him out. I get a phone call a few hours later from a local supermarket in the area. I don't got nowhere to go tonight. They put me out. They called the cops. I had to leave. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. So you need to find somewhere to go tonight or whatever. I'm like, that hotel you called me from, go back to that hotel. Go back for the night because you spent your money already. Like, go figure out your way there. I get a phone call the next morning. I hear doop, doop, doop in the back. So I'm like, okay, he's at the hospital. He's safe. All right, cool. So we recalling all the details from the day before. And he's like, well, I said that. What? Oh, my God. I'm like, yeah, I spoke to your mom. She gave me the tea. He's like, damn, she just put all my business on Front Street. You didn't put all your business on Front Street. So somebody had to do it. So now I'm telling him, like, I'm not even mad, but we can just be, we could just go about our separate ways. Like, this is done. This is a lot for me. A person with a kid, like, you should have more respect for the fact that I have a child than to put me in a situation like this. And now he's like, oh, you're kicking me when I'm down, and everybody always leaves me, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And I said, oh, you're not going to gaslight me into staying into the situation. You're absolutely out of your mind, and you must still be drunk. I said, I'm not doing this with you. I'm sorry. I really do apologize, but I'm going to be like those other women, and I'm going to leave. His mom calls me a few days later. Fast forward, his mom calls me a few days later, and she's like, remember all the things I said about him trying different drugs? Like, I don't know that for sure. That's just things that I've heard. I said, oh, you're not going to gaslight me as well. He must have called you, chewed you up, and spit you out, and now you want to call and do damage control. It's not happening over here, sis. You yourself told me to leave your son alone. And that's exactly what I intend on doing. So why are you calling me? Maybe about 2 days later, I get a phone call from him, blocked, a voice message. Alexis, I miss you, girl. Pick up the phone. Call me back. I won. This is by far the craziest experience I've ever had with someone that I've never met before. This was a lot. This was a lot. And if he sees this video, I pray he got the help he needed. But stay far away from me, baby. I don't want no parts. Okay? I don't want no parts. But if y'all want more stories like this, because I got a few of them, and if I'm willing to tell and I'm willing to share, we'll probably get into it. But yeah, ladies, do not fall in love with potential. Was I in love? Obviously not. I didn't know the man. I never met him. But yeah, this is my life. And yes, I deleted the app. And you should too. Okay? Bye.
So much to unpack from this whole story time. First of all, I didn't even know there were like black-based dating app, like where you go to meet black people. I didn't know that. Now, that aside, she kept on entertaining this man. And I don't know if she was actually falling for him or she just genuinely wanted him to be fine before she left. But either way, if it's that she wanted him to be fine before leaving, she's a good woman. I'll give it to her. Because someone like me, I would have left immediately. This was a lot of craziness going on. I'm going to tell you for free. And it seems like he was not even aware of all these things he was doing, because she said later that she was explaining it to him and was like, oh, I did that. Oh my God. Now, I don't know if he was trying to be funny or he genuinely did not remember what he was doing. And the mom calling her to do damage control, that was honestly so low, because, ma'am, you were spilling facts about your son. Now that both of them are talking and the man gaslights her before, you're trying to gaslight her now. It's not possible. I'm so glad this lady used her head to run away from the situation, regardless, instead of allowing them, use her head. At the end of the day, it is what it is. There's so many mad, crazy stories out there. But yes, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. And yes, beautiful people, I've come to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give the video a fat thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing, okay? And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.